So, the great philosopher Mike Tyson once said that everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So a couple weeks ago I made a post about putting some yard flags in my lawn and was kind of getting you guys guessing about what was happening. So today I'm going to walk you through exactly why there are paint lines and yard flags in my lawn. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you some advice for what to do if this sort of thing happens to you, and maybe what you could do right now to get yourself ready. So we are in my front lawn, obviously, and my neighbor right over there is getting a gas line put into his house, which perfectly fine. He's well within his right to do that. But there's a gas line that runs underground right down through here. And so he's going to have that tapped in. They're going to run it all the way to his house, which is awesome for him. But it stinks for me because they're going to have to not trench. They're actually going to use what is called an HDD. So it is a horizontal directional drilling device. You see them all along the sides of the road and stuff, but I think Vermeer is kind of the big name brand. Ditch Witch is another one that you see. But basically, it drills a horizontal hole or line underneath the ground, and they can then run 24 inches, under the ground. And they're going to run a pipe from the main, which is right here, all the way to his house. So what they did today is they came out, they were just kind of surveying everything. Like most projects, the success of any project is always in the prep. So obviously the guys came out, they marked everything. They located two lines. This one right here that they have then patched back up for the time being is the gas line. So that's where the gas main is. That is where they're going to tap in. And then this other hole over here is the cable line. They had to identify where both of these lines are because part of their policy is they will not dig until they verify where the lines are. Now, they had to put the project kind of on hold because it took a lot longer because they had a hard time finding the water main up here. So that's kind of the scope of the project. That's kind of what is happening and what they're going to be doing. So naturally, it's like, well, this is a real pisser offer. I hate to be dealing with it, but it is what it is, and life happens. And at the end of the day, for me, the way I approach this is, it is just grass. But my main concern is my irrigation system, hence why I marked all the flags with the heads. I was out here most of the day today talking to the guys, just making sure that they knew that I had an irrigation system. They were phenomenal to work with, some really young guys that I had a great conversation with. 24, 22-year-old, I had a great conversation. As you know, I've got a 17-year-old son, and just kind of picking their brain because a lot of them didn't want to go to college, and just great kids. Hardworking, great kids. So it was really nice to meet them. But wanted to make sure that they knew that I had irrigation system. They were very accommodating and told me that they would do the best job that they could to try to not tear up my lawn as best as possible. Of course, they said that this was probably the best grass they'd ever seen before, and I really do appreciate that. But anyway, so what advice? What can I tell you now to help you in the future? Well, a couple different things. Number one, if you have an irrigation system, when you have it put in, what I would recommend you doing is getting a property map and then outlining where your pipes are. Now, obviously, sprinkler heads are really easy to find, right? They pop up out of the ground, easy to find. But the question is how do they run from your irrigation valve boxes out to the sprinkler heads? So what path do they take? So it's really nice to have had a map that would have shown where these lines actually are. Now, I did talk to my irrigation contractor. The lines were buried about 12 inches deep, which is actually not very deep. And that HDD device, that machine, will actually go much, much deeper than that. So thankfully, I don't think I'm really of any jeopardy of, them hitting my irrigation lines. Again, this is just grass. I can take care of the grass. What I'm really, really concerned about is them hitting my irrigation lines, because as you know, when this thing was put in, the pipes are solid, the wires are solid, and at any time you break that solid pipe or you break those wired connections, you run the risk of, it failing. You have an exposed wire, things happen. So want to avoid that as much as possible. And the guy said that, again, they were going to do a great job at trying to help me with that. So knowing where your system is laid out is a big game changer. Make sure you do that. And then also, I didn't plan for this to happen. I got a call last week, said this was going to happen. And this is why I always talk about having extra grass seed on hand. Here we are. It is the middle of March. I'm ready to kick off the lawn season. The lawn's looking about as good as it has in a long time. And yeah, this is kind of a setback, but I'm prepared for it. I've got my grass seed. I still have another round of pre-emergent to put down. So all these spots right here, obviously the pre-emergent is gone out of this area. The guys walking and trampling all over this area. I mean, that's really going to affect my pre-emergent barrier. But luckily, I have another round to put down, and my lawn is super thick, so I'm not really worried about that. So that's going to be great. Another thing that I asked them to do, and this is really, really, really important. Again, this is why you go out and you talk to these guys and try to make them known, because what I don't want them to do is put down any grass seed or any straw on this lawn to cover it up. Normally these guys, they know they throw out some contractor grass seed, they're going to throw out some straw, and that is the worst possible thing that could happen, because obviously we know what happens when you introduce bad grass seed or straw. You're going to get weeds, poa annua, poa triv, and I have worked so stinking hard to keep all of that out of this lawn, so we want to make sure that they do that. Talk to the guys. Again, they're willing to work with me and support me on that, so they're not going to be putting in grass seed and no straw. But yeah, I mean, again, it sucks, it stinks, but it is what it is, and it's going to be okay. So just make sure you stay tuned, because they're going to come back tomorrow, and that's actually when they're going to be doing a lot of the drilling. And we just follow along, and I'll update you guys as I get updates myself. We'll look at talking about how we're going to repair. Obviously, there's a lot of foot traffic, compaction. So how are we going to repair that? All that's got to be taken care of, because we can't have this lawn not looking good. So thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I hope this never happens to you, but if it does, hopefully some of these tips end up helping you out. And again, not something that we're going to stress over. It's going to be all right. It's just grass. And I'll check you guys later. Peace.